Hello there, Eddie Mercado here with BloodyElbow.com, and I'm about to speak with the 14-2 Kevin Lee as he is headed to UFC Fight Night 106 to take on the number 11 ranked lightweight Francisco Trinaldo in his backyard. So let's give Kevin a call and find out what he's been up to since his last fight, find out how it felt to get a technical submission, and find out what he has in store for Trinaldo in Brazil. Mr. Kevin Lee, thank you so much for taking out the time. Huge fight in your hands. Right now you're in Fortaleza, Brazil, fixing to fight Francisco Trinaldo. He's been on a little tear himself. How are things?
It's been pretty smooth. We got here. I've been here for about 5 days now. I came out early. I think I was one of the first guys here, especially one of the first guys from out of town, that's for sure. I just wanted to give myself that chance to let my body adjust, especially after a long flight, 26 hours of flying. It really messes with the weight and has a lot to do, you can feel it in your joints, Today was the first day that I woke up and I actually felt normal. So I'm glad that I got out here early. That's for damn sure.
Okay. Now, you're coming off in a crazy, crazy win at UFC Fight Night 99 in Belfast, Ireland. You fought Magomed Mustafayev, and you choked him unconscious. Technical submission, second round. I think you called him going out in the second round also when I spoke to you.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So, you
can call me Mystic Motown, huh?
Mystic Motown.
Call it something else,
I dig it, man.
But the fight went how I thought it would go. Mustafayev was expecting me to come out there and power swing with him, and the entire time the game plan was to wrestle. So if a guy's expecting me to do one thing, I'm gonna do another. It's gonna be the same thing with Francisco. I'm not sure what he's expecting, but every time he's expecting me to strike, I'm going to wrestle. Every time he's expecting me to wrestle, I'm going to strike. That's one of the very few things, that's one of the things that I do that very few guys can do. I think I mix it up better than anybody in the sport. So, I'm just here to showcase that the next evolution in that is doing that midway through the fight and changing up in between rounds, especially.
Okay. Now, your last fight, Northern Ireland. What was the environment like, just being there? Was the crowd pretty rowdy?
Yeah, it was amazing. The Irish people love me. I've got a lot of love down there in Brazil, too. I didn't expect it. But, the Brazils love me. The Irish people, they just love fighting, They love real fighters, and they can kind of smell them out from a mile away. Where we were in Belfast in Northern Ireland, it actually wasn't too many guys that liked Conor. They actually didn't like him too much, which was really surprising to me. I thought they would all be huge Conor fans, but it was a couple that didn't. After the fight, we had a couple whiskeys, a couple Guinnesses, and the people were on my side. So I'm doing it for the people of Ireland. But I've got a lot of love down here in Brazil, and I'm fighting a Brazilian, and a lot of the Brazilians down here had really taken a liking to me.
Okay, now, like we said, you got a technical submission, rear naked choke. He didn't tap. He went out. Was that the first time you've ever choked somebody unconscious before?
Oh, no. It's been plenty. There's been plenty of times, especially fans, they see, they only get to see me in they only get to see us in those 15-minute spurts, which is really like a robbery to the fans, because they don't get to see, all the training and all the wars. I've knocked out many guys unconscious, and I've slept many guys too. So way more than I can ever show in any type of fight. So no, it's and I expect it too. He's strong. He's got a lot of willpower. I try and be strategic with my movements here and there. He's got a lot of heart. You know what I mean? A lot of those Dagestani guys do. So you got to take that away from him and disrespect him a little bit.
Yeah, you definitely did that. I mean, he did the face bounce, the whole nine. Scary moment, And I also, afterwards on social media, I saw that him and his camp posted a picture of him at the hospital. He actually broke his forearm also. I don't know if you saw that. He had a bad night.
I saw that somebody, the Russians, they attacked me after that fight. I had thousands and thousands of Russian fans like all over my shit. But no, I saw that it was off of one of the takedowns actually. But that just comes with one of the things that I do better than I'm the best wrestler in this division. So on that takedown in particular, it was either post and get your arm broken or get knocked out. So he didn't. I didn't leave him much chance. I tried to take his shoulder blades right to the mat.
Now, speaking of Russians coming after you, immediately afterwards, Rustam Khabilov tweeted out, he wanted a piece of you. Have y'all exchanged any further words?
Yeah, we have many times. And like I said, I know his manager really well, Ali, and everybody was for that fight. They should have made that fight happen. That should have been the fight last weekend at UFC 209. Sean Shelby was with it. I was with it. Everybody was with it except Khabib. And you see it. He hasn't even booked a fight yet. I don't understand how you can call. He called me out in December, and I said immediately, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it for 209. He'll fight. I'll fight him, and Tony will fight Khabib. And it made more sense. He already had the Russian Dagestanis coming out to watch Khabib anyway. It really would have saved the card. Because, they would have put us on the main card, and all those Russian fans, when Khabib fell out, they would have at least had, been able to look forward to me whooping the shit out of Khabib. But he bitched out just as much as Khabib bitched out. I don't know what's up with him. He ain't said nothing. When they came to him with the fight, he just said no. He didn't give a reason. He didn't say he was injured. He didn't say this or that. So, I'm on bigger and better fish. I'm fighting a top 10 opponent now. I was actually going to put off this fight with a ranked opponent to fight Khabib like he asked, but the man didn't show up. So I'm on the bigger and better. He'll earn a few more wins and try to work his way up to me, I guess.
Okay, now after the Mustafayev fight, you get on the microphone and you say the lightweight division is full of a bunch of bitches. You pretty much called out everybody. You even said you'd put Conor McGregor on his back. You got some booze for it.
The Russians didn't take too kindly to it, but the Irish people still love me. The Russians not so much, but that comes with the territory. I actually like when when you stick behind your man, they should. The Russians should stick behind their people. The Irish should stick behind theirs, and we will start to stick behind ours. I'm expecting a hostile crowd out here in Brazil. So, I'm expecting to get booed a lot. And, but after the fight, we'll drink some good rum, and the people will buy me drinks at the bar, and it'll be, we'll still have a good time for sure.
Yeah. Do you kind of relish in the booze and just kind of just appreciate that the fans care? I mean, what's worse than silence, right?
I like it even more, I've even had some people come up to me and, while I've been here, and they say, "Oh, we think you're such an asshole," But when they meet me, I'm a decent guy in person, and but to me that stands out, because they remember one lady in particular. She came up and she remembered me fighting Michelle Brazeres, and I got in Brazeres' face and kind of called him a bunch of bitches and hoes, but she remembered it, and that's the thing that stood out to me is that kind of stuff. The drama is memorable to people.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you're kind of jet-setting with this whole UFC gig. Northern Ireland, now you're in Fortaleza, Brazil. Yep. Is that something you're going to try to keep on doing, kind of seeing the world through this fighting thing?
No, I was hoping to be in, like I said, I was hoping for 209 in Vegas, But, hey, I'll take it as it comes. So, I can only blame Khabib for that one.
Okay, now
I gotta give and take. This kid that I'm fighting is really tough. He's older. He's got much more experience. He's ranked, so I kind of gotta give too. I couldn't ask him to come to Vegas too, so I'll come down here and whoop his ass down here. It doesn't matter to me wherever it is. So yeah, I'm expecting the worst.
Francisco Trinaldo, crazy tears, like 11-3 inside of the UFC, just stringing wins together. He's kind of like a brawler type, but will shoot in on you. He's pretty much in dogfights, right? How do you kind of prepare for that? Like, what do you think of the stylistic matchup?
It's a very tough fight because he's very smart. You know, he's a very experienced fighter, and in fighting, experience goes a long way. You know, he can kind of do a little bit of everything, but his biggest asset is that he knows how to win rounds. You know, he knows how to like when to pick and choose his spots because he doesn't. You know, he's older. He doesn't have those. He doesn't rely on his physical. You know, he doesn't rely on strength or he doesn't rely on speed. You know, or even his technique. He relies on his experience, which could be a huge factor in a fight. So, you know, especially down here in Brazil, you know, I got to make sure those rounds aren't close, and I'm blowing them out the water. You know, I'm gonna put a stamp on each round and stop his ass and lead the judges out of this one.
Okay, is there anything, like any specific weapon that he possesses that you're kind of keeping an eye on?
You know, he's got the basic southpaw weapons. You know, you know, left straight, left kick. You know, he does a lot of things basic, but like I said, it's mostly his. You know, he's good at mixing it up, and he's good at being able to feed off energy. So, you know, we'll see how the fight goes. You know, this will be one of the ones that'll really boost my experience level. You know, fighting a guy that's experienced will really show how well I've grown. You know, and it'll only make me grow even more.
Yeah, are you doing anything specific with your training for this guy in particular?
Yeah, you know, my last couple of training camps, I've been the same as Musafayev. You know, I brought out 3 Russians to help me prepare for Musafayev. I brought out 4 southpaws this time for about 5 or 6 good hard sparring sessions. So, you know, I've brought out some guys that move very, very much like Francisco. You know, he's older, so you know, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. He ain't going, you know, I'm expecting, from what I've seen in film, you know, he's got about 14, 15 UFC fights. So I've got a lot of film to study on him, and I think I know what to expect come fight night, you know, and I think we brought out the right training partners for that. I don't think he's going to come out with anything new.
Okay, and how do you see it playing out? What's your prediction for this one?
Oh, I'm a smoke him, you know. I'll stay on my toes. I'm a bounce around him. I'll be too young, too fast. I obviously have much better cardio. Obviously have much better wrestling. When he's expecting me to wrestle, I'm gonna strike with him, and then when he's expecting me to strike, I'm gonna wrestle. And I'm gonna keep him on his toes. I'm gonna show him something. I'm gonna show him the new generations he ain't seen before. So you know, too fast, too strong, and I'll have too much firepower. I'll put his ass down.
Okay, and following this matchup, I assume you would want somebody top 10?
Yeah. This fight right now will put me in the top 10. That's for sure. You know, I kind of already got my year planned out. The UFC's coming to Detroit later on this year in November, December. I'll probably end up fighting in July, fight the top 5 guy. You know, we might even pull for Khabib if Khabib don't bitch out even further. You know, I think Tony will move on, fight somebody else. You know, I'll get Khabib maybe in July, and then in December, then we get a number 1 contender match. So that's already what I'm looking forward to, baby.
Okay, and who's the better wrestler, you or Khabib?
That's what we gonna find out. That's what I want. That's what I want the people to know. You know, I'll sling Khabib around. Not only am I a better wrestler than Khabib, but I'm also a better striker and a better fighter. I'm faster. I'm stronger. So you know, the people will see. You know, I don't think he'll accept the fight just the same way as he pulled out of the Tony fight. You know, but I'll sling Khabib around any day. You know, it's American Airlines overall, right?
Yeah, what were your thoughts on Khabib pulling out of UFC 209? Tony Ferguson kind of got left high and dry.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I think I think he's got a really smart manager. I know Ali, you know, really well. He's smart. They trying to keep that O intact, you know. That's all they looking forward to. And to me, there's no other reason, you know, to say that. He heard him say, you know, it was like 4 a.m. or something when they took him to the hospital. If that's the case, then he cut weight the night before and woke up and wasn't feeling good or had kidney malfunction or something, which means that he's just being unprofessional, which I can't see why somebody at this level would be unprofessional. You know, I'm 178 pounds right now, and on Friday morning when I step on that scale, I'll be 156 pounds. So, you know, I I know how to cut weight with the best of them. If he's going to hospital for it, that means he's not doing something right. You know, he not only is he not fighting very frequently, he hasn't had to cut that weight very frequently. So yeah, they're obviously not doing something right. And I'm just taking that as even. So I don't think that's the case. I think his management is smart, and they pulled him out of the fight. Like I said, if it was Conor that he was fighting, ain't no way in hell he would have went to the hospital. If they would have went to the UFC doctors, ain't no way they would have sent him to the hospital. So I think he bitched out of the fight, and it's kind of disappointing because he let down his fans. You know, he had a lot of Russians out there in Vegas, and he let them down. You know, him and Khabib both. They both they ruined that card, and it's a shame.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a major blow. Everybody wanted to see it. I'm sure Tony Ferguson wanted to fight, and I hope Khabib wanted to fight too.
It's disrespectful. Maybe he did have something going on. You know, maybe he did have something wrong. But when it's this big, you know what I mean? When it gets to that level, yeah, I can understand like self-preservation. You know, you don't want that loss. But you know, be a man. You know, you got to go out there. Okay, if you don't win, you don't win. You know, you dust yourself off. You get better. You learn from it. He's just trying to hold on to that. Oh, that's the only way I see it. And maybe his weight cut wasn't the greatest. So the fuck what? You know, I had bad weight cuts all the time. So the fuck what? You get up, you fight, and I also don't have thousands of Russians flying halfway across the world to see me fight. So and I still show up. You know, and that's just being a man, and that's being a man of your word. If you sign a contract, if you say you're gonna show up, to me, you show up. You don't pull out the day before. That's for damn sure.
Do you think that fight will get rebooked? Ferguson?
No, I don't think they make the Tony fight again. You know, I think the winner of all this will end up being Conor because now he has an excuse not to fight Tony. So Tony will probably, you know, I think they're going to do the same thing that they did in November. They're hoping that Tony's going to lose. You know, I think that's why they booked with Michael Johnson in November and hope that Tony lost to RDA, so they don't have that problem anymore. You know, if Tony would have lost to RDA, Khabib would be fighting McGregor instead. You know, so I think they think Tony takes another fight and loses. I don't know against who necessarily, but no, they don't make that fight.
Okay, now
Conor McGregor forward in July. That's for damn sure.
Conor McGregor beat Eddie Alvarez, captured the UFC lightweight title. Now he's talking about boxing Floyd Mayweather.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he will ever defend the lightweight belt?
Yeah, against the right opponent. You know, I think he comes back. Conor's in the hot seat right now. You know, that's why I'm with Max Holloway on this. You know, why chase the guy? You know, let him do his thing. You know, he's out doing his thing. He's making his money. I'm gonna make my money. You know, so you know. I'm more so focused on this weekend. I'm gonna make a lot of money, so I'm looking forward to this weekend and make a lot of money. You know, yeah, guys are like begging for Conor, and I don't understand it. You know, like okay, if you ain't gonna find him, move on. You know, for me right now, Tony is the one to go after in this division. I'm not even thinking about Conor. You know, I think he will end up fighting Floyd. He'll get his ass whooped. He'll come back and he'll fight a bum like Nate Diaz again or something. You know, something to make some money. You know, he'll go up and he'll fight Tyrone. I don't think he comes back and fights us killers down at 155. So I'm not even going to look forward to it if it ain't going to happen, you know. I'm going to be realistic about it. I'm looking at Khabib. I'm looking at Tony. Conor, to me, he isn't even in the picture. Okay.
Would you be open to fighting Tony Ferguson? I know you're both from Michigan.
Of course I would. You know, if I would have been on UFC 209 this past weekend, I would have definitely stepped up. This, you know, I think they dropped the ball on that. They could have made it happen. I would have definitely stepped up and fought Tony that night. That's for sure. And I will see Tony in the future. You know, it's inevitable. You know, you got two trains on the same course, so yeah, we'll end up seeing each other.
I would definitely love to see it. Right on. Well,
it's going to be a hell of a fight.
Why don't you tell us your sponsors, people you want to give a special thank you to, anyone that's helping you out right now?
Yeah, you know, I'm going to be starting up a vlog after this. You know, we did a little bit of videography for this training camp. So once the fight's over, we're gonna start up a blog. So people check it out. Just look at me at Motown Phenom on everything, on Instagram, Twitter, all that, and stay updated.
Awesome. Well, Kevin Lee, thank you so much for taking out the time. I know you're down there in Fortaleza, Brazil.
Yeah.
Getting ready to take on Francisco Trinaldo, UFC Fight Night 106, March 11th, this Saturday night. Best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
All right, you too, my man.
So there you have it. UFC lightweight prospect Kevin Lee set to take on Francisco Trinaldo in Fortaleza, Brazil at UFC Fight Night 106. That's this Saturday night. Go check it out. And in the meantime, you can read me over at bloodyelbow.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Mercado. If you like this interview, subscribe to my channel right here. Subscribe to Bloody Elbow's YouTube channel right here. Check out these interviews. Now go be a good person.